Hello, my friends. It's Andy coming to you from Yorba Linda, California, and it's been quite a week of screenshots coming from all of our usual Facebook groups, X and Instagram that I've been receiving, and it's really interesting. You got there's about five people, five regulars. There's about 10 or 15 union hacks or supporters of the teachers union who pretend to be parents in the school district when in fact they're not. And there might be a couple parents, but it's very few because real parents don't want any of the policies that the teachers union puts forth. But I really find it entertaining to see the different ways they describe me as horrific, horrible, nasty. Why is that man around children? I have 6 children, by the way. And what's he doing over at OCSCS? Well, my son is going to be attending OCSCS. He's going into 7th grade there, so that's why I was there. And apparently they constantly make this assumption that I have some inside scoop on things. No, I attend the school board meetings. Other than this one, I was under the weather, but I watch them when I'm not there. I read the website. I read Dr. Cherniss's emails that come through with the whether it's the weekly updates or monthly or just new information that comes across. I ask questions. I send emails, and I get answers to my questions through the same way that everybody else can do it. But you know what they do when you tell them, hey, did you talk to Dr. Alex Cherniss? No, why would I talk to him? He's a horrible person. He needs to be fired. Okay, well then did you talk to Leandra Blades? She is always, well, I see her all the time telling people, hey, let's meet for lunch. Let's meet for a cup of coffee. Let's just meet and talk about what it is that your concerns are. Did you do that? No, that insurrectionist murderer, why would I meet with her? But it's always the same answer. But it's the same people who come out and say, oh, Andy's a horrible, nasty person that shouldn't be allowed around kids. And who hates teachers. So just as a normal course of action on my videos, I've still yet to receive any screen recordings or any recordings whatsoever of me talking poorly about teachers or saying anything bad about children. I respect everybody else's, parents as parents and children. I may not agree with how they parent. I may not agree with what their children are doing. But the last thing I'm going to do is go on and badmouth children and parents when it comes to, their daily lives and what have you. But there are a group of people who despise you, despise parents, and despise education. It just so happens they all are part of the CTA, APLE, the NEA movement, whether they are in fact working for or just simply are supporting of. And that includes, of course, Tricia Quinteros. Is that how you say her name? Sorry. I have it written down here so I can remember. Tricia Quintero, sorry. Misty Jansen and Marilyn Anderson. They are all under the umbrella of the teachers' unions. And you can tell, don't let them fool you by saying they're Christians, conservatives, all these types of things, when in fact they are for the very horrible things that the state actually is bringing into law, which is that they can take your children from you and have them castrated or give them hormone therapy without your permission, that they are more than happy to have boys compete or men compete in girls' sports. They are more than happy to have boys in girls' bathrooms. They love all that kind of stuff. They love pornography in the libraries at the schools, whether it's elementary, middle school, or high school. They are for that. And if you say anything to the negative or you are opposed to that, then suddenly you're a racist, you're a horrible, nasty person, that you need to be removed from acknowledgement by the school district, which is what they're telling the school district is to that they shouldn't have any association with me because I happen to be against castrating of young boys because they're confused about whatever their gender or what have you. I happen to be against boys competing and men competing in girls' sports. But to them, this is somebody who to them is a nasty, horrible person, which is just kind of laughable at this point. But they're continuing. In just I think it was yesterday, I received probably 30 screenshots of them with using my name in vain and talking for, which I actually love because it means I'm making an impact, and they are surely concerned about the truth. And the truth is, amazing things are happening at PYLUSD. Amazing things. And I'm going to go through some of those. But first, I wanted you just to see some of these screenshots that I received. And this one was somebody crossed out Maria Lupita Stubbs' Moms for Liberty endorsement with this yellow marker, posted it, and then they go on to say members of OUSD, because they are incompetent, negligent, and extremists. PYLUSD doesn't need more incompetence or extremists. Leandra Blades and Todd Frazier are too much already. So I'm gonna show you how incompetent they are in just a few minutes. But they believe any positive changes in PYLUSD is a sign of incompetency, because to them, they love lack of education. They love where children are not meeting the standards, as has been over the last several years. They love that enrollment has been decreasing over the last 8 years. That's what they want to go back to. They've lost as many as 16 principals just 2 years ago, and under a different regime. And they're happy with that. They're okay that I think it was 16 principals and vice principals were removed from PYLUSD. But to them, that is progress. To them, that is exactly how it's supposed to be. Because if they don't have a problem, then they can't get more money. At least they can't claim that they need more money to fix the problems. If there's no problems to fix, how is it possible they can ask for more money? And that is what they love. But that is the kind of thing that's happening. And the next one we got here is from Rob Shell. So far, I have not been able to find out who Rob Shell is, other than I'm positive he's part of the teachers union. He probably doesn't have any children in the school district. Who knows what his motive is? But he writes here, based on feedback from the community and information presented from various media outlets. Like, what's he talking about? We believe it's time for Cherniss to resign from our district. Our district becomes another of his casualties. Before our district becomes another one of his casualties. If he does not accept that, he is not the right fit for our district. We call upon our elected school board members to do the right thing for voting, tax-paying community before millions of dollars are wasted. We are appalled that more than $20,000 was paid to search for and failed to discover several of Cherniss's past lawsuits, which is entirely untrue. Rob Shell is just another one. We're going to add him to the list of people that just love to report or put out just lies. And I believe what they probably do is somehow get together on a Zoom or maybe an email group chat or what have you, and say, okay, what is it that we can say that's happening that's really not happening, that some people will believe? Because there are some foolish people in the community that will believe such nonsense. And I'm going to give you proof as to how it's not possible. It is impossible to have incompetence. It is impossible to have wasted money. It is impossible to have what it is they're claiming that is happening when you have so many amazing positive things happening in the school district. Again, I'm going to show you the proof in 1 minute. Now, let's just visit. These are two people that have been in these groups that are seeing, finally, we get some people that we have no idea who they are. But they're people that posted in something like Yorba Linda Uncensored that says, school board voters, you need to know how the teachers union harasses board members. 2 APLE union reps show up at board member Sean Youngblood's place of employment, a fire station in Downey, to check on whether he is at work and check whether he can participate remotely with the school board meeting. That is stalking, harassment, and bullying. Sean, please post a screenshot of their faces. This community needs to know more about these unethical perpetrators and how they are tied to APLE, Radlauer, Misty, and Marilyn. This is union gutter behavior, and since they are committing union harassment, dirty work, this is one more reason APLE does not deserve to have a majority on the school board. I applaud you. I blocked out their name because, again, I don't know who they are, but they are residents that are posting in Yorba Linda Uncensored. And thank you for posting that. I did hear about this, it was happening, but again, a person unrelated, I think, is a great way to show that it's just not me. And I just don't want them to say nasty things about this person. And whoever you are, thank you for posting that. Another one we have here. This one is a different person responding on Marilyn Anderson for Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District website or Facebook page, I'm assuming, that says, truly responding out of concern. I attended the board meeting last night. It breaks my heart to see that the people behind you, Marilyn, that are supporting you are not excited about all the opportunities the current board, yourself included, has brought to this district. If all your supporters are truly in it for the right reasons, then they should be excited at the influx of new students, truth, in the district and not whispering under their breath and criticizing all the change. I've seen on social media platforms where they are pointing the finger at the board majority, stating that the board majority and their supporters are causing chaos and division. From what I see as a new parent in the district, it's much to the contrary. I'm hoping to see this district come together and unite because together we are stronger. Amen. I love what she wrote there. And it's a post that, it's a few things that I've talked about on these videos, but I've also put it in comments, that the chaos that is being caused is clearly from the teachers union. That the majority school board members, Dr. Alex Cherniss and an executive staff have their heads down and are working for the parents in the community and for the children who are the students that are within PYLUSD. And there is no chaos. There is no mass firing. There is no exodus. There is no purge. There is none of those things that they continue to say to this day. It is really amazing that they have been debunked hundreds of times through many platforms, and yet they still are trying to convince the community that somehow many people have been lost. Now let's go to the website for PYLUSD, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this because the print is small, but just the 10 recent accomplishments I want to make sure that you're aware of that will show you that what they say about incompetence it's impossible. That wasted time, wasted money, that people are in place that don't know what they're doing. When you have at least these 10, I've often put up well more than 10, but these are really, really important. So number one, enrollment on the rise. We've seen our first increase in student enrollment in 8 years. Now, I'm just going to go back to the screen really quick. I just want to say, if you have incompetence, if you have all the things that they say, I can't remember all the names that they called Dr. Alex Cherniss and Leander Blades, president of the PYLUSD, Todd Frazier, Sean Youngblood, and all the executive staff. If all of them are incompetent, I want to understand how is it that for the first time in 8 years, you have an increase in enrollment up to at least almost 500 new students. I forget what it is exactly, 470, somewhere in that area of new students, and school hasn't even started yet. So we don't have the final numbers is what I'm saying. So for the first time in 8 years, I find it hard to believe that incompetent people were able to put together such a program through all the schools in the school district with the new school, the Orange County School of Computer Sciences, the Universal Sports Institute, the new preschools, the enhancements to tutoring, to everything else that's been put. How is it possible? And they've obtained grants in the process. They've been able to show that through their work, these programs are going to be fantastic. And the state says, you're right. We're going to give you an extra $100,000 or more. 200 grand, I think, is maybe one of them also. That how is it possible that incompetent people, according to the teachers unions, are able to do this? I think this is the best argument right here, just on this very first one. All right, going back. Math success. Improved math test scores by 3% with more students reaching and exceeding grade level. Over the last several years, we've had so many kids not meeting that level that it's below 50%. I think it's somewhere in the area of 40 to 35% only of the students are reaching the minimum standard when it comes to reading and math. Supporting success, free after-school intervention programs helped over 4,000, that number again, 4,000 students reach grade level proficiency with 8,670 hours of dedicated instructional support. Early learning expansion, we opened 5 new preschools to give more children a strong start. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Hit a button. Investing in our educators. No teacher layoffs. You know what no teacher layoffs means? It means that zero teachers have been laid off. Zero teachers have been laid off, and an 11% raise over the last 2 years. So I'm going to revisit this, but I want you to hear what I'm telling you. They've been telling you for several months that there's been a purge of teachers, that there's been a massive firing of teachers. That is completely false. Zero teachers have been laid off. Zero. It's not even like 25 and they can like exaggerate and say 50. It's not even like there's, I don't know. I mean, there's no number. It's zero teachers have been laid off for the first time, I think, at least as far as I'm aware, over the last several years. And that is unlike any other district in the state of California that I'm aware of. I have not found one yet who hasn't had to lay off teachers. PYUSD may be the only school district in California who has zero layoffs of teachers with, get this, an 11% raise over the last 2 years. Additionally, I just heard that 92, I believe it is, 92 new teachers have been hired. So not only have they not fired any teachers, 92 additional teachers have been hired. Now, you would think that the teachers union would be going, wow, Dr. Cherniss, you're amazing. You've been able to not only avoid laying off several teachers, if not hundreds of teachers like Anaheim Union School District, but you've hired 92 new teachers in addition to not laying off any teachers whatsoever. They should be giving them high fives. I was going to say bow down to him, but I don't want them to go that far because, of course, that would never happen. But they should at least shaking his hand and saying thank you. As the teachers union, our most important thing is that we keep teachers, in the district. We want to make sure that they maintain their job, and that if we can give them a raise, that would be fantastic. Oh, you gave them 11% raise over the last 2 years? Okay, well, we have nothing. We have nothing. But do they do that? No, they instead use this shill, this person, to put up some false claim that he needs to be fired for his incompetence. That makes no sense, but we're used to that. All right, let's put the glasses back on so I can continue. Special education milestones. We created a special education diploma and career pathways to support all students. Safety first. School officers are now stationed at all, I'll say it again, at all high school campuses to enhance safety. Innovative learning. Launched a computer science school and a new sports academy. Community support. Opened a new family resource center at Melrose to assist our families. Health and safety education implemented a fentanyl awareness program for all high school students. Again, those are only 10 of several amazing new things that are happening at PYUSD. These are these 10 alone are more than I have seen in the 20 years that I've had children in the school district. I have never seen anybody else as a superintendent do so much in such a little time. One of the interesting things that I saw recently was that somebody was critiquing that Dr. Alex Cherniss was receiving an exceptional amount of money as his salary. I couldn't come up with that word salary for some reason. I must have gone to a public school. So his salary was excessive. And what we learned with our research is that, wait a minute, he's getting, at least the one I found, so it's $300,000, which, that sounds like a lot. But when you look at what he's accomplished, what he's doing, I don't think it's enough. I think he should be paying well more than that. But when you look at El Sasser and Plutko, who are our past superintendents, they were at $400,000 and above. And they had all the benefits that, of course, it increased that salary. So you got El Sasser and Plutko, and then there's Matthews in there, but he was there for a very short time. Let's go ahead and throw him in there. You got these three superintendents who did nothing, zero, in the time that they were there, making $100,000 more than what I've been able to find for Dr. Alex Cherniss, and he did more than they did in the short period of time. I don't even think it was an entire year. He got most of these things done that I cannot wait to see how it continues. But instead, somebody like this shill for the teachers union is trying to get people to support his firing. It is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. When you have somebody who's actually making a positive change and doing some positive things where no teachers are being fired, one principal out of all the principals was not given a new contract. As a matter of fact, he was walked out by district staff because he had done something wrong, apparently. So only one? Yet they want to tell you there's a purge. One person is a purge from the school district. All these amazing things where they're getting grants to cover the cost for much of what is being done. That's somebody who's incompetent? I don't think so. And so I just want to make sure and address these things because you just have to stay on top of them, because I have no idea how many people are actually believing what these teachers union hacks are saying and all the normal names. I can give you the names of the 15 people that are out there that are just spreading these lies and continue. They claim that I have some type of inside scoop. I don't. I just simply read what's out there. This is the most transparent school district executive staff I've ever seen in my 20 years here. There's enough information that's out there. You just have to attend the school board meetings. You just have to read their emails. You just have to go on the website. You just have to sometimes ask a question when you have the ability to do so. On the break at the school board meeting, I have no problem going up to one of the superintendents or even one of the trustees and saying, hey, can you explain further about that thing you were talking about? And they will tell you. It is amazing what you can learn by just being out there. I have no inside scoop. I have never signed on to Yorba Linda Moms. I have only received screenshots from Bonnie Conti's friends and the other woman, I forget her name, who runs it. I don't have it in front of me right now. It left. No, people send me screenshots. I don't even know half these people. Again, these screenshots that I got from people that I just read to you, I have no idea who they are. These screenshots come to me, and I've never spoken poorly about a teacher. I'm still put it out there. Find the video where I said something bad about teachers. Again, teachers union and teachers are two different things. Two different things. Make sure you don't get that wrong when you're doing your research. I greatly appreciate that, because I'm really still wondering where that is. This has gone on for several months. One last thing. I've been doing this for several years in the Yorba Linda, Brea, Placentia areas. I've had these shows where I talk about what's happening in the school district and what's happening in the cities. I heard somebody the other day, they said, how did he just now all of a sudden become the endorser for Dr. Alex Cherniss and the school district, or a representative? I didn't. I'm a reporter on what's happening in the school district, just like anybody else would be reporting on what's happening. But I've been doing it for several years. I want to say somewhere around the neighborhood, about 10 to 12 years I've been doing this. So this is nothing new. Exposing the lies are what we are required. I'm going to get rid of the background so you'll see a sudden change in the background there. But I'm going to bring in something of the Bible. I know that really drives the teachers unions crazy. They start screaming and howling. I remember one time I prayed out loud in a school board meeting, and you heard the demons screaming. It was really something. If you were there, it was amazing to hear what they were doing. And so here is what Ephesians 5:11, because I get a few people that I have somebody that called my church and talked to the pastor and said that you need to make sure and excommunicate Andy out of your church. And he laughed and he said, are you kidding me? I'm not doing that. So because this is what needs to be done. Every Christian needs to read this and understand it. But Ephesians 5:11 says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, which is the teachers unions, but rather expose them. I'll read that one more time. This is a New King James Version, Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, and rather expose them. So I believe my job is to expose them, and that's all we're doing. And they think that it's something horrible, that their darkness has been exposed to light, and it really drives them crazy. And I understand that, and that's just the way it's going to be. All right, my friends, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.